we working? We are, but everything is all messed up. So let's fix it. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right. What do we got going on? Sweet. Okay, cool. So, what are we doing today? Yawning forever, apparently. So, a couple streams ago, I was painting these guys. These Chaos Space Marines. And I went ahead and I did all the jackals as well. Kind of in the same idea, same color scheme. Alright, I went ahead and I did all the jackals. But there's more to do. So, my thoughts for this team is that it's going to be a small team for Grimdark Future Firefight for like one-page rules. So I kit bashed some Chaos Space Marines into Corn Marines and started base coating those. So I've got like a heavy machine gun guy, I've got a couple guys with bolters, another guy with a bolter, I've got a guy with a plasma rifle. And these are just the Chaos Space Marine like monopose sprue that was part of their combat patrol and then one of the FOMO boxes before that. So I basically took all the guys that had non like chainsword and bolt pistol kind of thing and put them there instead and turned them into Corn Marines. So these guys still become something else, but right now I just need the other guys for my Corn guys. So what do we got left to build out of this box then? So this box comes with 20 Corn Berserkers. I don't want to build 20 Corn Berserkers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 10 of them, right? And we've seen some of them already, right? These are the ones I was painting on stream the other day. So I'm going to finish building 10 because I have 5 built right now. And then we're going to build this dude on the big robot cow. So we're going to build all those. So first off, let's take a look at what's left on these sprues. So this is one set of sprues for 10 of the Space Marines. And then in the box we've got another set of sprues, 2 and 3 for the other guys. And we've got the big robot cow. Just threw something at myself, I don't know where it went. And we got the big robot cow. And the big robot cow goes on that base. So I'm going to need 5 bases. Let's pull those out. 3, 4, 5. And what I'll do is I'll actually pull all the bases out. Then I'll add them to my base bag. Then I've got some extra little bits in here. We'll see if we want to use any of those. It's mostly stuff from the jackals. There's one like chainsaw hands that's really neat in there. Maybe we'll use that. But and then these, they are gonna go back in the box. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right, so let's start off on our last 5 Chaos Space Marines here. Let's break open this Combat Patrol book. So I'm trying to like, I'm playing a lot of video games with my husband, which has been really fun. And it's actually been very nice because I've been trying specifically to not really start new projects. So I'm trying to like finish some up, you know? So it's actually been super useful. So anytime I feel like hobbying, I just come in and have been doing the single kind of finishing up them projects. Alright, let's see. Big axe guy, we built him. What is this guy here? B32, B31, big chainsword guy. We did not build big chainsword guy. Alright, let's build big chainsword guy. Let's move this so you guys don't have to stare at my beard. Also, I'm going to move that so you don't have just the crazy white background. Alright, so B31. And of course we're going to build the guy with the big chainsword because it's cool as shit. So, and then B32, which is right next to it. Huzzah. But yeah, so I didn't stream last weekend, which is super unlike me. I have not missed many streams on Sundays, right? I usually almost always stream something on Sundays. But if I'm going to be honest and probably... Oh, interesting. Okay. If you're building your Chaos Khorne Berserkers, these feet are misnumbered. This is 34, that's 33. So yeah, so I didn't stream last weekend, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I have been kind of doing all this weight loss health stuff with like the doctor and everything, and after a couple of rounds of things that didn't actually super work for me, I started Ozempic last weekend. So after taking my first dose, I was honestly just feeling kind of weird, so I kind of sat out streaming last weekend because of that, which is very unlike me. But I was I don't know, having some strange side effects, and I kind of wanted to pay attention to them, so I didn't end up streaming, which is unfortunate. But having some weird side effects again today. Today is my second dose. Not that anyone's particularly interested, but I guess you are. Today is my second dose. A couple weird side effects today, but not nearly as bad as last weekend. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, there's our Chaos Space Marine right there, all put together. And we can just slap him on a base. Doo-doo. There we go. And then we'll cut out arms for him and stuff, and we'll just put it with him. So I really don't want to fuck with him too much while he's still kind of gluing to the base. So. Oop. See, that's why I don't want to fuck with him too much. The rest of the glue needs to set. So. All right. So let's see. We're going to do the big chainsaw. So I need B127, B128, and B129, which is the great sword style chain blade. It probably has some name like the Eviscerator or the Blood Shower or something like that, but it's just a big chainsword. Oh, there's more heads on here. Interesting. Okay. That's good. Alright, 129, 128. There's 129. So the one problem with because I showed those Space Marines that I turned into Khorne Marines, the one problem with them is that they don't have like the short shoulder pad. Because these guys actually, if you look at this guy here, they have this kind of like short one-sided shoulder pad. But these Marines, most of them, their shoulder pads are built on, so they don't have that, which is unfortunate. Because besides that, they match pretty damn well, especially with those helmets. All right, let's see. This is going to be this guy here. We'll throw his stuff there, and then he's going to get a backpack and a helmet. I like this one. Let's do this one. This one with the corn dangle. I think that one's cool. Alright, so he's going to get that one, and he's going to get a helmet. Because all the other corn berserkers I did, they all don't have helmets, but I want some now that have helmets. Those helmets are okay. Let's look at the rest of the helmets. Ooh, big fancy boss man helmet there. That's pretty cool. Maybe I built the boss man already? I don't know. There's a bunch of plasma pistols. Maybe I should build some with plasma pistols. That's a cool chainsaw with the big hook in it. That's cool. Alright, here's some more heads. Oh yeah, that one's cool. Let's do that one. So I guess you get 10 helmets on this sprue, which is pretty sweet. So you can do all helmeted dudes if you want to. So that's going to be our Space Marine with the big chainsaw. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Alright, next up we're going to have B40, B39, 38, and 37. Now, it looks like this guy doesn't have shit for options. Looks like he gets built one way and one way alone. That's kind of lame. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't look like this guy has any choices or anything. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Alright, so this is going to be one Marine. This is going to be another Marine. I mean, we could like hack his hand off and give him like a chain axe or something, I guess, but alright, what numbers did I say? 40s. Oh, maybe I already built this one. Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, I guess I already built that one. Is it literally the one I was holding up on camera earlier? Oh my god, it literally is. Jesus, I need to pay better attention. Okay. Well, good thing it doesn't have options because I can't select them now anyway. Let's see. 46, 45. I think they were on this sprue. Yeah, here they are. Oh my god. But yeah, so between Ozembic and my husband was on a work trip, so I was just like, I don't have the energy to stream. And I was like, I could stream something, but I couldn't. I didn't think I could talk for the whole time. You know, I was just like, I don't have that in me today. So yeah, I sat that one out. You know. Let's see. We'll pick a head. I like this head. Let's be this head. So yeah, let's try to recoup a little. You know. Oh wait, they're gonna need shoulder pads too. Shit. Did I put mouth shoulder pads on all these guys? I did. Do I have enough mouth shoulder pads? Maybe. We'll see. Alright. But yeah. So it does mean I got a ton of Warframe in, which was really fun. I quite like Warframe. To be honest, going back to it after so long, I was like mega overwhelmed just because there's so much to do in it. And it's not like World of Warcraft where like you're like, oh, there's so much to do and there's really only like 3 things to do. No, in fucking Warframe there's like 43 things to do. Like, it's fucking insane. So I was like, oh, okay, what is this system? Oh, this is like an entire like fucking expansion game system. Okay. You know, oh, I'm making my own ship for like Star Trek style like space battles. Okay. You know, oh, I'm crafting a nemesis to fight to get special weapons. What, like what? Like, you know, like it's pretty crazy. The like the systems that are in Warframe, just like the quantity of them. And that's cool. He's got like a ammo belt around his chest, so that's pretty cool. Alright, put him there. Well, let's see. He gets 50, 49, and then shoulder pads of my choosing. Okay. Oh, he gets the cool hook sword. Nice. Alright, that's pretty sweet. But yeah, like there's literally just so much to do in it. It was, honestly, going back to it was kind of overwhelming because of that. I was just like, oh my god, where do I even start? You know, but after a couple days of playing with my husband, I managed to get a foothold, and man, I am like back in it again. Oh, it's so fucking good. It's such a good fucking game. I woke up, I stayed up until 1 a.m. or something last night playing, and I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. to play more. So, yeah. It's really good. Alright, let's see. I thought these arms were actually fixed. I guess they're not. I guess we could actually switch any arms we wanted. So if we wanted this guy to have like the hook sword, I guess we could do that. It would look kind of dumb, but we could. Actually, it might look pretty neat. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they worked that way. So in theory, now this would be probably a giant waist. But you could take a box of the regular Chaos Space Marines, take these guys and swap their arms on them if you wanted them to have bolters and stuff. Or you could just do like I did and do a head swap, which is like 1,000 times easier, and not a waste of money like the other thing I said was. So, yeah. There we go. All right. Man. I enjoy the painting. It's fun. Alright, and then there's our big ass chain sword. Vroom, 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 vroom. That thing's cool. I love it. And we're going to probably have to wiggle the arms so that the hands line up. Bonk. So I actually have a giant chainsaw in Warframe. It's called the Ghoul Saw. It's cool as shit. It's legitimately a giant like rotary saw, like you would like hack concrete apart with. But instead of concrete, you're hacking like enemy soldiers apart with it. Oh, yeah, that's cool AF. I like that. Zoom in a little. There you go. But yeah, man, the Ghoul Saw is cool. It's cool. And it's funny, as you play with it, you will probably get what they call stances. So all the Warframe weapons, they all like have like default attacks, but then they also have stances which modify the attack, like animations and like how they hit and stuff. So the stance for the Ghoul Saw, if you press forward and do its like default, like it just hit your attack button without anything else, your guy just runs forward with the chainsaw like, it's really cool. It's super cool. That's a cool fucking helmet. Alright, let's look at the shoulder pad situation, see what we got going on. Alright. Because we might actually not have enough of those little shoulder pads. Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the little curled ones. And then I have... Yeah. Alright, I'm going to be missing a shoulder pad. That's fine. That's fine. We'll throw it on... I think this guy will actually look good with the little ones. We'll put a little one on him. Then we'll give him this World Leaders one. Interesting. So I guess if you don't want the little shoulder pads, you don't have to use them. I like them though. I think they're really neat. I think they look cool. And frankly more corn-like than the regular ones. Like, I kind of wish these guys just had these little shoulder pads. I think they look cooler than the regular ones. So, yeah, and then just goes like that. See, like I kind of wish Space Marines had only these shoulder pads. I think that would be cool. And the World Leaders one. Goes on that side. The triangle goes in the square hole. Nice. Yeah, it's a cool mini. Boom, 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 boom. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's sweet. Alright, I guess we'll put all this guy's stuff together then. Alright, so he has the really cool hooked chainsword. I think he's supposed to be like throwing that back. This does mean with the other set of 10, I'm actually a lot more interested in them now that I can swap these pieces. I probably knew that every time I've looked at them, but I forgot about that. So the other set of 10 I'm actually much more interested in now. Go. Bonk. Put a little head on him. Hello. Painting my first Cyber Mini today. As far as I'm perfect, but I can already tell my bank balance is going to regret getting into this hobby. Nice. Painting minis is fun, dude. It's like legitimately the only thing that keeps me calm anymore. Like, I don't know. I can just come here and I can zone out. And the only thing that matters is painting this guy's boots. All the other shit can just go away. And it's sweet. So yeah, welcome to the hobby. That's very cool. I am building some Chaos Space Marines. They will look like this eventually. So there we go. That's what they'll look like in the end. Just got to get the rest of the set built. So, all right, he's going to go right there. I'm not going to bother with shoulder pads for him right now. And we will see what else we got. All right, we got 52 and 50. This is for another guy with a chainsaw. Okay, let's see. That's this guy right here. It is nice on this sprue. They didn't actually... So a lot of the GW models lately have been fucking obnoxious to build because they like slice them so weird and stuff these days. that they're just like not very fun to build. But these Chaos Space Marines are actually really nice. Like, there's no weirdness or anything with the way they are sliced. They make a lot of sense. All the arms are interchangeable. I mean, it's a pretty baller kit, I'm not gonna lie. Looks sick. Thank you. Yeah, I just started painting these guys, so I'm pretty happy with how they're coming out. I've got some of the jackals here. They're kind of done in the same way. I gotta do their bases still, but yeah, I got some of the jackals there. It's pretty fun. The jackals are really cool. I have this idea of like in my head, like a hangar door opening up, right? And there's like this one Chaos Space Marine like standing in the doorway. You know, it just like gestures forward and all these jackals like run out of the fucking shadows. It's such a, I don't know. They're a cool fucking idea for a unit. Right there. Just kind of like a, I don't know, like Chaos Space Marine dogs that are actually people. It's kind of neat. Bonk. I really like that muted green. Muted green. The muted green. Do I have green on them? Their grenades are green, but otherwise it's kind of like a off-white, really. Maybe I could see how you'd say it's green. But yeah, man, building and painting minis is just, it's a hell of a hobby. It really is. Right? And there's so much to it, like the historical stuff, the semi-historical stuff, you know, 28 millimeter, fucking 40 millimeter, right? Like, it's cool. There's a lot of good games out there, right? Like all these guys that I'm painting, they're going to get used in one-page rules. So they're going to be like a Grimdark Future Firefight team. I suppose the word is pale. That's fair. Alright, let's let him set. And let's see, it wants me to give him 55 and 56, which are that one and that one. But I could also give him 35 instead. We'll build him as is. So we always have the other box, or the other set, right? You get 20 in this box, so. I'm not going to build the other 20 right now, but I'm definitely a lot more interested in them now that I remembered that these guys, you can actually swap all the arms and stuff around. Alright, so that's that. And then this guy needs his shoulder pads, so he needs his corn shoulder pad first. So we'll clip one of those out. And then he needs a square shoulder pad, like this one. Bonk. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and then we'll do this one, and we'll have 2 of our Space Marines done. Here we go. All right, Mr. Hooksword joins his big chainsword brother. Boop, 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 boop. There they are. Alright, these are his arms. He's going to need a head and a backpack. That's the big fancy head. We're not going to use that one yet. Let's see. This one's not bad. This one's kind of generic, but it'll do. This guy's pose is a little generic, to be honest. I'm not feeling that backpack. Let's do this one. There we go. All right. Who do we got next? We got 57, 58. So we got next. I think he's under here. No, that's the big monster. 57, 58. There we go. It's gonna be a chainsword or a chain axe guy. I like the chain axes better than chain swords, though. To be completely honest, the chain axe like makes even less sense than a chain sword. Because axes, like, they're built like a wedge on purpose, so that they can like split things. So when you take away the like ability for things to split things, the axe doesn't make a ton of sense anymore. Because really, like, the chainsword has a bigger surface area of most of them, so that's probably what you'd want for the sword to like cut. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. We need B61, and then he gets these little danglers here as well. So he gets this grenade pouch, and then this dangler as well. And then he's gonna need a big corn shoulder pad. Maybe we'll give him the big fancy helmet, to be honest. Maybe that's what we'll do. He looks pretty cool. Yeah, maybe we'll give him a We got a couple guys that have kind of like fancier stuff, right? So maybe we'll give them some of the fancier stuff. The last two. We'll see. Let's put them together and go from there. Bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Alright, and then this is that. And then he needs his other leg, which is here. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, cool. Do we want to put the dangles and stuff on now, or do I want to wait? We'll do it now, I guess. Let's see. It's like a piece of side armor, and then they kind of whoosh back from there. There we go. Fits nice right there. And this one is a pistol set, which goes, I'm assuming, on the thigh. Or maybe like on the back here, maybe. Maybe like that. Yep, it goes like that. Alright, cool. Cool. Boop, boop. Guess you could probably leave these pieces off if you really wanted, but they add extra details which are nice. So I would always put them on personally. But yeah, I broke out this box of Space Marines after watching a Space Marine meme like a trillion times. It was one where the one Space Marine like runs out of ammo and the other one like tosses his gun to reload it. And it's so fucking cool. And they set the whole thing to Journey. It was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, after watching that meme like a trillion times, I was like, it's Space Marine time. I find the Chaos Space Marines to be a bit daunting. Way more details and armor than Loyalists, plus the spiky bits. That's fair. You also don't actually have to paint all the like trim and stuff, right? Because like these guys, I didn't paint any of the trim. I was just like, oh, they have white armor, and then they have this kind of like fox, kind of like boots and pants pattern, which I guess is reminiscent of like blood splashes on their hands and feet. But it also saves me tons of tiny little trim work and stuff, which I just really didn't want to do. So I feel you on that one. And the spiky bits are not bad, to be honest. I just picked two colors. In this case, like a kind of gunmetal and a copper. And did those, and then all this got wash, and then I did like a wiping the wash off technique thing for the armor, so it didn't get as dark as everything else. So yeah, there are really not many colors, these guys aren't, and they were really quick. Not last video I was doing Dead Man's Hand stuff, but the video before that, if you wanted to see how I painted them, that's up there. Okay, let's see. Our last guy is going to be 6665. Here he is. This guy's got a really fancy sword. I think I might make this guy the leader, to be honest, because his sword is really fancy. So I think he's going to get the really big fancy helmet. And then that guy, he might actually get an axe, to be honest. Hold on, let me grab the rest of the painted ones. Oh, I guess all the other ones have axes, or primarily axes that I built. So, oh shit, I broke his axe. There we go, that'll fix it right up. Alright, so I guess we'll keep that guy with the sword then, so there's more variation. Not that they actually have different rules, I don't think, in Grimdark Future Firefight, but just visual difference, right? That's why, like, these guys, I've been giving them helmets, right, versus the other guys that are all open-headed. Oh, shit, come on, there we go. But yeah, after that meme, I was like, it's Space Marine time. And then I was following the Kill Team release stuff pretty closely for a while there. Because I liked the idea of the solo and co-op play. I think that sounded really cool, but then I kind of saw like how some of the rules for it were, and I'm gonna be super honest. It was like, nah, I'm good. Because the rules are very generic for the solo and co-op. And that's not really what I want, right? Like, you know, like if I'm gonna do all the GW stuff, I kind of wanted like, you know, oh, here's, you know, rules for NPE teams, or how to build a solo and co-op team, you know, like I kind of wanted more to that, I guess, right? You know, like I wanted that, you know, the enemy, if you're going to fight Tyranids, to, you know, feel like Tyranids, you know, and have special Tyranid rules that, you know, might not be the regular rules you find in Kill Team, right? Like maybe they have unfair advantages in some situations, right? It's a thing where, like, you know, you literally can take like 40 Termagants and your Spec Ops guys have to like hold the line versus that, you know? It's really what I kind of wanted out of it, but it's the co-op rules are very, very generic. They're super duper generic. I am kind of still tempted by the new Necromunda box. It's a pretty cool box. I think it's not priced very well. I think it's way too expensive. And I feel bad for saying this because I love some of my local stores. Armchair Adventure, big shout out to you. You guys are cool. I fucking love some of my local stores, but buying it in store without a discount is just fucking mental. The box is just too goddamn expensive. Like, just straight up, it's too expensive. Like, the cost of the box doesn't even make sense level expensive. So, yeah. I don't know. I've been eyeing that on Amazon. I think it does look like a really fun box, though. So, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Alright. Let's see. Does this plasma pistol look cool in this body? He's kind of like aiming off to the side. Does that look cool? Go. I mean, that could look pretty sweet, I think. So I want the boss to have a plasma pistol. Yeah, I think that could look pretty cool. Alright, I also want him to have the double round shoulder pads, so the other guys are going to get the flat ones because I don't have enough flat ones for everybody. It's kind of a shame there's not like a... Oh, that arm's kind of cool. Now I'm getting into like picking pieces and stuff. Oh, someone's missing a holster. Who's missing a holster? Is it you? It's you. Okay. Alright, so everybody needs their World Eater's shoulder. So it's going to be this guy's is. It's going to be that guy's is. Do I not have enough World Eater shoulders? No. Okay. I was about to say, goddamn. Alright. And then I do like this big skull. That one's cool. Let's give him that one. Yeah, it should be everything, I think, except for maybe a backpack. Maybe. There's a head. Let's see. Do we get any spare backpacks? No. You're going to have some spare heads and a couple of spare shoulder pads depending on which ones you chose. So keep that in mind. You're also going to have a couple sets of spare arms, but not like an incredible amount. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Let's do that. It's cooler than the other one where it's kind of like off to the side. I like this one better. This one's cooler because it actually looks like he's actually shooting. Right, where it's kind of like pointed forward. I think that's much cooler. What brand of nips do you use? They seem pretty thin. Good for getting in those tight spaces. So a couple different brands. These are God Hands. This is a super old pair. So you can see they're kind of beat and weathered. I also have some Tamiya ones. And these ones are really old. You can see they're like actually kind of rusty and stuff. These are my Tamiya ones. They're really nice. They are cheap, a lot cheaper than these. These are one flat side. They're really nice. This is double bladed on both sides. I use these for the really big nubs and stuff, or when I want to like hack into plastic because the blade's much thicker on these. So I don't have, because these, like, you can actually break the blades on these if you cut wrong and stuff. So yeah, those are the two kinds of nippers I really use. I also have a metal one, and I have a specific one for resin. I was apparently caught in my fan's cable. So that's fun. There we go. All right. So yeah, so those are what I use. Yeah, those rusty ones, I got those at New York Comic Con of all places. They're really nice. They do a really good job of, actually maybe they aren't Tamiya. Maybe those are, because these are Tamiya God Hands, right? That's who make God Hands? It's Tamiya, or are they Mr. Hobby? I don't know. They're God Hands either way. And then the other ones, I swear they're Tamiya. They're so old you can't even see the name on the damn thing. Maybe these are actually Kotobukiya nippers. I don't know. Yeah, I got those at New York Comic Con. Because I actually bought a Gundam kit at New York Comic Con. And I hadn't brought any hobby tools, so I bought a whole set of hobby tools. So like nippers and stuff while I was there. And it was a fun little thing to do at night when you were back in the hotel, you know? Yeah, good times. New York Comic Con was fun. I don't think I'll ever do it again, but man, it was worth doing one time, I tell you. It was really cool one time, but I don't think I'll ever do New York Comic Con ever again. But defo is worth doing one time. I would like to do like Gen Con or something one time. I think that would be pretty fun. But I would not want to go for every day, just because there's so many people. Like the quantity of people that are there is insane. I think it would probably be a little overwhelming, you know? I think it would be anyway. Alright, because when I was back in the mainland, I used to do Awesome Con, which is in DC. And that one's like borderline too big, and Gen Con is bigger than that. So I don't know if I would actually be down to enjoy Gen Con, right? Maybe something smaller like a Decepticon. Right. Yeah. That's pretty cool. The thing says to use this arm. It's kind of like across his body. I think that's dumb. I like him shooting forward a lot better. So, as I knock his shoulder pad off. Bro, keep your shoulder pad on, man. Come on. Thank you. Alright, that's 3 of our boys done. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I did actually clip this guy's arms out. Ha! Alright. Well, he's gonna have to wait then. Let's see. This guy can have his sword up. Or he can have it, like, down. Kind of like it up, to be honest. And then he can have the pew pew space magic gun, the plasma pistol. Alright, that looks dumb if they're both up, so that actually does look a lot cooler. So that's what we'll do. As his other arm falls off. So I didn't hold it long enough. But yeah, so I was playing Grimdark Future Firefight with like boarding actions terrain that I 3D printed. And man, it was a really good time. I am kind of really thinking about these guys for that. Because I think it would be really fun to have like a bunch of sisters and stuff try to hold out against like just crazy melee guys. I think that would be really fun. So I did that. I did a couple games like that with sisters and Tyranids, where the Tyranids like were kind of like storming, and it was really good. And one where it was Death Guard, but it's the same kind of like concept. It was really fun too. Okay, well, where exactly does this go? It goes somewhere in the hip, right? Should have done this before I put the freaking what's it called on? Ah, I see. There's an indent there in the thigh. Okay. Gotcha. Boop. There we go. All right. But yeah, thinking about nippers, I've had these God hands for a really long time. A couple years now, probably like 4 years or so now. Have not had them break. Usually because I've had 2 pairs of God hands before this, and they both broke after like 2 or 3 years. Which I mean still is like, goddamn, that's a long time considering they were like my main nippers. And the blade is so thin, it does such tiny cuts. But it lasted a long time. Are you building these for a specific chapter or legion, or as in homebrew? Well, technically they're gonna be World Eaters, or in Grimdark Future Firefight terms, Havoc Brothers. I mean, they'll probably end up being their own, like, I think it's called War Band, War Party, something like that. Because the colors were very reminiscent, or intended to be reminiscent, of the Horus Heresy Arrow World Eaters. but it's not like exact. All right, it's pretty close. You know what I mean, kind of thing. All right, let's see. What do we got? I got a couple of different axes we could do. And I do like the one it's telling me to do, so we'll do that. All right. Okay, he's gonna have. It just has him with this like kind of there. I think he should be chopping. Much cooler if he's chopping. Nice. It's so weird because like this arm here is like just a beefy arm. Like he doesn't have any power armor on this arm, which is just weird to me. But Chaos Space Marines do as Chaos Space Marines do. Yeah, def. I build Dark Angels and paint them in both modern chapter colors and Horse Heresy colors. So I get it. Sorry, my brain was just trying to think of what are the Dark Angels Horse Heresy colors. Because I have brain, they've always been like a off-white and green, right? Yeah, I don't know what their Horse Heresy colors are. That's cool though. I mean, right? Like this is a situation where like I feel like a lot of people have kind of like stress over this, but the truth is that these are like your toys, right? So you can do whatever the fuck you want with them. You know, if you want to put catgirl heads on all of them or fucking dip them in glitter, like fucking go to town. They're your toys, dude. You know? Somebody might be angry about it, but that person's probably a dick anyway. Alright. It's a little bit of a klutzy pose. Black and red. Oh, interesting. Didn't realize. Yeah, it's a little bit of a klutzy pose in this guy, but not bad. And let's see, we got big old chainsaw guy. I really like that one. We got dude with the cool ass hook sword. He's also pretty sweet. Big chainsaw guy, I'm gonna be honest, he's gonna get used a lot. I actually really like this guy where he's like running forward and shooting. I actually think that looks really cool. So that one is probably going to get used a lot. And then I've got the boss guy with his plasma pistol, where he's like quick draw into the side, kind of. But yeah, that's 5 of those Marines. What do you get left in the end? You get a couple of shoulder pads, 6 human heads, 1... because half my guys have human heads, so it means you get 11 human heads. It also means you get 11 helmeted heads. You're going to have a couple of set of arms. 1, 2, 3. You're going to have 3 sets of extra arms. And that's going to include whatever you didn't use for either the plasma pistol or the bolt pistols. And you're going to get Um, 1, 2, 4. We're gonna get like 4 to 5 extra shoulder pads because I think another one fell off and I put it somewhere. So you're gonna get 4 to 5 extra shoulder pads. Oh, you're actually gonna get more extra human heads. So there you go. There's some more extra human heads. So yeah, so that's what you get out of one sprue. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. My dick is fun. Why do people hate dicks? Like, how did that ever become a slur? 'Cause dicks fuck things up. That's why. That's actually the reason. They also usually don't think and kind of just charge forward. So there you go. Etymology of dicks. Alright, let's build a big robot dog. Or robot cow, I guess. That's the jackals. I think there's some weird shit with this robot cow, so we'll figure it out. Okay. So we have 2 different poses for the robot cow and 2 entirely different riders as well, which is pretty insane. Is this guy double pistoling? Because that's really cool. Oh no, he has a chainsword. Lame. Alright, so he can be like running on an outcropping. Not a big fan of the outcropping thing. I kind of like this pose better. Oh, and you get extra heads. So you're going to get 2 extra heads. Yeah, kind of like this pose, but with this head, I think would look cool. Alright, let's do it. Do you have an Instagram? I do. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube name. I post a lot of completed stuff up there. Lots of whip stuff. I haven't posted a ton lately. I don't know. I've kind of been a little lax with social media. Like, I haven't really been on Discord and stuff. Just hasn't really grabbed me lately, you know. But yeah, it's the same as my YouTube, man. Man, the days I used to still use the books and not kit bash everything. Ha ha ha, how nostalgic. That's fair. Yeah. I do like having I don't know, at least an idea of how it's supposed to go together. You know what I mean? Even if I'm going to do my own kind of kit bash thing after that. Right? Because like some of those guys, I changed up their poses and stuff. That could get way... Oh man, that's a cool goddamn sword. Oh, that's a really cool sword. Okay, we'll think about that. Because I was thinking about building the guy with the axe, but that's a really cool sword. I wonder if I could build the other rider and put it on this body. Anyway, sorry, random thought. Alright, let's see, we want 21. But yeah, kit bashing is really fun. If you really enjoy kit bashing, I would highly recommend you take a look at the sorry, chair is stuck. At the North Star Miniatures, North Star Military Figures lines, followed and subbed. Thank you. These things are freaking sweet. You get a couple runners. They have just an insane number of parts. They are actually 28 millimeter scale. Most GW stuff is not. Most GW stuff is 32 millimeter scale. So if you're going to use them entirely with GW, they might not be the best fit. But if you're going to play other games like Dead Man's Hand or Bolt Action, they're phenomenal. Just awesome, insane number of pieces. Or obviously Frostgrave, Stargrave, one-page rules, that kind of stuff. They're to die for that. I cannot sing the praises of those kits enough. So, 10 out of 10 would highly recommend. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the body for this thing together and the legs. And we're going to glue them on the base, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with the rider. Because I want him to be able to set on the base a little bit. Okay, let's see. We need 19. Here she is, right there. That's the one we need. Did I miss something? Oh, I did. Okay. I missed 2. Oh my god. Alright, we need 19. Inside 19, we need... Do we need 18? We do. We need 18 as well. Okay, and then we need 22 and 23. Here's 22. It's cool this guy has so many options. That's really neat. Alright, now we need some of the internal bits. We need 23 and 20. This is like some kind of internal... Oh, I bet you this is setting the pose. So I wonder if you could actually kit bash a bunch of these and completely change the pose. Mm, 12, 7. Was I wrong? Was it on this one? Did I already clip it out? I did not. There it is. God, I was just totally blind. But yeah, those North Star military figures, they're really nice. Also, it's very easy to like see how they go together. You know what I mean? So like it makes kit bashing just easier because of that, right? Like, you know, the head goes in the head hole, the arms go in the arm hole. A lot of like the new GW stuff is so sliced and diced that it's very hard to kind of like visualize it until you have it largely together. At least for me. I mean, these are thankfully actually surprisingly old school models from GW, right? With the ability to like swap all the arms and all the heads and stuff. Because like the jackals are not that way. Like you get a couple options and that's it with the jackals. I'm trying to design a hex grid tile set. I'm just trying to figure out how I should magnetize them. I created a hobby corner to do miniatures, but the lack of games in my area make me want to raid. I'm gearing up for a Grim Shadow Dark hex crawl. 12-inch wood hex tiles with 1-inch hex tile grids glued on top. Interesting. So God, it was probably about a year ago now. I did a video. I can't grab it because it's fucking like it's on the other side of the room. But I did a video on making a 2x2 game board for Dead Zone that sits on top of a Lazy Susan. And essentially it's a piece of like $3 wood that I bought at Home Depot, and then it has a galvanized steel 2x2 piece of metal that sits on top of it, so that all the terrain goes clunk, it just clicks right to it. I actually have another piece of galvanized metal under here as well, but this one like sits on a Lazy Susan on this big board, and it's awesome for 2x2 games. Any of my like solo battle reports that I've done in the last year or so are all done on that. So you'll see that like as I'm playing, I can like whoosh, like spin the table and stuff. It's fantastic, especially for solo play, where you're kind of like, you know, you're playing both sides, so you don't have to like get up and move around the table the whole time. And it's really, really good. Yeah, that's how I found you. Oh, nice. So you already know that. Yeah, it's really cool. It's legitimately one of my favorite projects I've ever done. As far as doing a 1-inch hex grid, if you have a 3D printer, like an FDM 3D printer, it would probably be really easy to do. If you have a Proxxon foam cutter, you could do it out of SPF foam pretty easy. If you don't have either of those, I would look into this stuff. This is hardboard. It looks pretty flimsy. It's called hardboard. It's kind of like super condensed cardboard. You can get a pack of it on Amazon for like $10. You get like 1 trillion of them in the pack. But it cuts with scissors. Like it'll cut with a heavy duty pair of scissors, or a razor knife. Oh. And like when you treat it with Mod Podge, it does a good job doing bases and stuff. So like this is that hardboard, but like it's not flimsy at all now for this building base. And it does a really good job. Like it's pretty solid. It's something I would look into if you didn't have like a 3D printer, or if you don't have something to cut foam with. Because I guess you could do it with wood, but I don't know wood enough to really comment on it. Like I know there's like MDF and stuff, but I don't know it well enough. Right, I'm sure. Yeah. Watching all kinds of systems, taking notes. Nice. Yeah, the for a 1-inch grid, I would also recommend you make it slightly bigger than 1 inch, like ever so tiny slightly, because it actually just helps the models all fit in the grid better. So like the Battletech like grids, they're all slightly bigger than 1 inch, so it actually works super well. And just like, I don't know, increases the play, like, I don't know, like the play experience, I guess, right? Now, if you made them all like 1.1 at 10, then you would actually have 11 kind of thing, right? So like if you did 1.2 at 10 things, you'd actually have 12. So you'd have 12 inches. So then you would end up having a table that's, if you did a 2x2, you'd end up having a table that's 20 grid across, and then all be slightly bigger than an inch. Oh, the wood hex tiles. 1-inch wood hex tiles. On top. Going to take those bases I described and I take each hex. A hex sits on top. This will allow me to design many sets of 1-inch hex terrain tiles and stack terrain. I can use the same bases and design 1-inch terrain systems. That's fair. Yeah. I don't really work with wood enough to really like be like, oh, I know how the setting it up in wood would work, right? Like I really just I don't know at all. But hey, if you got a plan, that's awesome. Once I started using that hardboard for stuff, I've kind of fallen in love with it. So I kind of use it for a lot of stuff now. Like I make jigs and I make patterns and all kinds of stuff out of it. Like the last stream I did windows for Dead Man's Hand in the buildings. I think you could actually see them. I had them up there while I was showing that building off. Those windows, I made a jig for those out of that hardboard actually on the stream. There we go. All right, there's our big doggy, or big cow, I guess. Now let's take a look at what options we've got for this thing. Okay, so we'll go back to the starter page. So I punched the camera. Dremel is my friend. Nice. Yeah, I have a Dremel, but honestly, I'm not super good with it. I'm much better with like a hobby knife or like a box cutter. But I've got a cool Dremel. I kind of stuck with it. I have trouble like picking the right blades and stuff. All right, I want to throw it out there that you basically get 2 models in this kit, except you don't get 2 bodies. Why the hell did they not just give you another body? You would have then 2 of these things in this box. That seems really scuzzy, GW. So, if you want 2 of these and you have that 3D printed body, like for real, because that's kind of crazy now that I look at it. Yeah, that's super crazy. I also have a master airbrush system I'm dying to use. Nice. I have an airbrush I use every now and then. Honestly, I'm not super great with it, so I don't use it as much as I probably should, to be honest. Yeah, it's literally they didn't include that part, so you have to buy a second one, which I'm going to be super honest is really dicky, but is not surprising for GW. Not surprising. All right, so we went with this pose. I like this rider pose better, but I really like that big like Naginata sword. I like this head. So we're going to do that head, I think. I like that head with these horns. Can I do that? Let's see if we can do that. 15, 16, and then we'll find that horns on the sprue. Yes, that's horn set 30 right here. Let's see if that fits. I'm assuming all the caps are interchangeable, right? They have to be. It'd be silly if they're not. There we go. And then, do we get 2 collars? Oh, we do. Which collar do we want? They're so similar. I think I like this one better. But man, they're really similar, these collars are. Well, if you play Titanicus, I don't know, is Titanicus even a game anymore? or Adeptic Smolicus, or whatever the hell the new one's called. If you play that, these cow heads, the extra heads you're gonna get, they make awesome heads for the knights if you want Chaos Knights. Just throwing it out there. It's really cool. They make really, really good Chaos Knight heads. Wow. That's the noise in my head of his chainsaw horn going. Well, he's got a little nose ring. Man, I gotta get my nose ring. I've been wanting to get a nose ring for like ever. I need to just do it. You know, I used to have a really like public facing job when I worked in healthcare. That's kind of what like kept me from doing it. Because I thought my company would actually get angry at me. And like be like, you can't wear that to... Oh look, you can swap the horns. Nice. We can build the perfect head that we want. But yeah, I was thinking like my company would actually get angry at me. So, but now that I work somewhere else, I think it would be perfectly fine. I really need to get it. It would be cool. Okay, let's see. We put the collar on, and then the head goes on, just like that. There she goes. Yeah, that's cool as hell. That's super fucking cool. There's actually a nub on the inside of the collar for where it connects to the neck. Throwing that out there because it's very easy to miss. I would have totally missed it if I hadn't just accidentally seen it. But yeah, that's a cool freaking monster. Imagine him like charging down the hallway of like a Space Hawk, like smashing through all the doors and shit. That'd be so badass. Ugh. I need this for my goblin army. Sorry, my brain instantly. So I have a like a Mantic goblin army, and they have a bunch of clockwork stuff that I 3D printed for them. But yeah, like some kind of big like robot cow would be really cool for them, and very fitting for goblins. Going to be customizing and creating a lot of various train sets, so by the time I'm done, I'll probably destroy my beginner airbrush, but learned how. I mean, that's what a beginner airbrush is for, legitimately. Like, airbrushes are, like, everyone that uses airbrushes says they're very easy, but getting to that point that you think they're easy, personally, I think is kind of a challenge. So, what... It's like if you buy a cheap one and learn to use it with the cheap one and end up like wrecking the cheap one, it's a good workflow, to be honest. Like legitimately buying like a $30 one off Amazon and you're gonna break it while you use it, kind of thing. All right, let's see. Now I'm really stuck. Do I want the big chainsword, or do I want the axe? This chainsword is really, really cool. Yeah, it's super cool. It's much cooler than the axe. But I also like the pose of him holding on to the reins. Choices. Yeah, I think I like the pose of him holding onto the reins more than the chainsword. Although the chainsword is awesome. And there's not a right-handed holding onto the reins thing, I don't think. Let me see. No, there is. There totally is. Right there. Why is that not shown in the goddamn instructions? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna do that and give him the chainsword then, because that's the coolest one. Alright, so 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So 47 through 52. Yeah, I guess I should have read deeper in the instructions. I was like, let me look at this, because sometimes there's parts on here that don't list. But I mean, in fairness, they did list it. I just didn't look at the instructions good enough for it. Alright, so that one's 35. That one's 59. 32. That's a cool backpack. That's also a cool backpack. Shit. This one's cooler. You know, I guess if you wanted to make a really cool champion, you could also steal a bunch of parts from this for this combat patrol. If you wanted a really cool berserker champion. Because there's some cool stuff in here. There's going to be an extra axe and all kinds of stuff, really. Alright, so here's 51. We need that. And then go 31, 32. I want the chainsword bit, so I might as well clip that out now while I am here. Okay, got to go. Good luck with your army. Thank you. I agree 100%. My airbrush stares at me judgmentally for self-sized brushes. Yeah, but also you should never feel bad about doing the method you want to do. Right? Like if you only want to paint with a wet palette, or you only want to paint out of the freaking pot, do it. Right? Like this is your hobby, so like this is your time. Other people don't get to dictate that. Right? So you know, you shouldn't feel stressed about how you hobby, what you hobby, you know, that kind of stuff. Damn, that's a cool fucking helmet. Do I want that one, or do I want the one where it's like clearly becoming a monster? But yeah, there are far too many people out there that want to tell everyone else how to spend their time. And that's fucked. You know? That's super fucked. You know, if you ain't hurt nobody else, you should get to spend your time how you want. Alright, like there's this whole I remember seeing it on Reddit, right? Like when Slap Chop came out, everyone's like, "Oh, you did, you'd have better shadows if that was Slap Chopped or whatever." And I'm like, whatever. It's like that's just shitty, right? Or, oh, why didn't you do that with non-metallic metal? It's like, because I fucking hate painting non-metallic metal. It's a pain in the ass, and it doesn't look very good, right? Like, that kind of like weird. Like you have to be this tall to ride kind of thing. Like that extends through every hobby, extends through sports, it extends through like all of life, right? That's what people do, right? Like I'm a developer, so you see it in development a lot. Oh, why did you list the positive condition on your, or why did you list the default condition on your conditional function? Because when a fucking high school work study has to come and work on this in like 4 years when some other company inherits it, right? I don't want to fucking confuse them, right? Like, it's that kind of shit. Alright, let's see. We got our body now. Let's go put him on. Where did he go? How did he go? Okay. Is he like... Where the fuck do those plug in at? Stirrups clearly go somewhere. There they go. Alright. Like, this army that I'm working on here, I'm sure will trigger somebody, because I just did not feel like drilling out the gun barrels. So all their little bolt pistols have undrilled gun barrels. And I'm sure that will trigger fucking somebody. Right? And there are days where that would trigger me even. Like, or I'd be like, oh my god, that model would be so good if it had drilled gun barrels, Like, but really, like, that kind of elitism doesn't help anybody. Right? There's a big difference between, man, your model will look nicer if you had drilled the gun barrels versus, hey, did you know drilling gun barrels is a thing? And that's only if they're asking for feedback. If you don't want to give feedback when people don't ask for it. I don't really understand where the stirrups plug into, so we're feeling our way around. It's supposed to plug in right there. Yes. Okay, it's where it plugs in. Okay. I think. Maybe? Yeah, that looks right. Alright, cool. There's actually a tiny little indent right above the like leg piston there. Yeah. That works well. Alright, cool. And then you got his really cool chainsword. Put that on. That's a cool sword. Put this extra chain thing on him there. Okay, get in there. Get in there, get in there. Does this one really sit that much far forward? There we go. Fits a little bit better now. Alright, and then this goes like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. He is a little loosey-goosey, so we're going to let him sit for a moment. We're going to cut out the rest of his pieces. So he gets a 65. Which has got to be somewhere around here. There's A59. No, it's 65. It looks a lot like this piece, though. $45. Okay, I'm going to bet you it's this piece and just the number's wrong, because it looks a lot like this piece. Unless I already clipped it out and it went somewhere. We'll see if this piece fits. Alright, so it's going to be that. And then we're going to need shoulder pads. So I kind of want him to have... Let's see, we got some half shoulder pads. We got some full shoulder pads. There's a really cool one. That one's really cool. Let's do this one. It's like a really fancy World Eaters one. There he goes. And then he can have this really cool head here. Or we can do this. This really cool head there, which is really neat. That one gets like a top knot. I guess I could just clip that off. Because I think top knots are dumb. We're gonna do this head. I think this is the cooler head. The other one's a little too fleshy, right? This guy doesn't have any other like mutations or anything, so his helmet being mutated is kind of weird by itself, you know. And then I think we'll do... I like this one a lot. It's like the monster skull. There we go. All right, cool. So yeah, I think that's basically everything. Okay, so let's look at attaching these pieces. So this one goes on the hip. Well, there's actually like a peg in the chair where his ass is supposed to go, but oh well. I think the pose looks good. So let's see. This goes up in there. I would recommend putting these on before you put the arms on. fact where she can pull this arm off. There we go. Ah. Okay, cool. Cool. And then this one goes like this, I think. Yeah. Just like that. All right. Nice. Okay, there's our guy. And I'm going to put a little bit of this here because he's going to get this shoulder pad right there. And then he's going to get some of this here. And you get this cool ass backpack. Oh, there's a nip. There's a nub on that. We'll take that off. There we go. You can get this cool ass backpack like that. And then we got to put the other arm back on. So let's do that real quick. Okay, and then he's going to need some stuff in his neck hole and this shoulder pad as well. Oop. I need you to hold, my friend. I need you to hold. Thank you. Yeah, that's a cool fucking helmet. It's got like that underbite. Go. I should put a little bit of that there on the shoulder so it connects two places. And there we go. Hello. Alright, my dude, glad I found you. I gotta run, but I'll keep an eye out for next time you post. Nice. Thank you for watching. I stream almost every Sunday. I just do some hobby and I bullshit while I do it. Sometimes I play with myself, and by that I mean I do some solo gaming, right? Like I do a whole bunch of solo gaming. We were playing Dead Man's Hand. I played Necromunda. I've done Kill Team. I've done One Page Rules, Frostgrave, Stargrave, Warcry, all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, he's a cool one, isn't he? Look at him. With his chainsword and everything, that's really cool. Yeah, he's a cool monster. So, today, and if you're curious, this is everything you get left over, which is basically a whole nother one, minus the body. So if you buy this kit, I bet you there's like a 3D printer on Etsy that'll sell you a new body. So then you'll get 2 out of 1 box. What army is that? Is Chaos. Chaos Space Marines, specifically World Eaters. So this is what they will look like in the end. That's what they will look like. But right now I was just building the rest of the Combat Patrol box, which is these guys. We built all these today. So those ones. These guys. This pose is a little goofy. Not a super big fan of that. And then that guy. And finally, our doggo, whose arm is still falling off. That is really annoying. Thank you. So yeah, the big chainsword guy, and then our big robot cow. Yeah, they're really fun. They're really fun models. So yeah, but it is lunchtime here in Hawaii. It is 12 o'clock. I am going to go get myself some lunch, and I'll be back next weekend to stream again. But I hope you guys had a good one, and I hope you keep on keeping on.